Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This daily tarot oracle reading is a timely reading from Tattletales from Tales from the Vector. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. This is a collective or general reading, so take what works for you and leave the rest. I have already shuffled and washed the cards, and we'll begin with the underlying energy. So the underlying energy is the Chariot. So we have some movement happening. The Chariot is actually an indication that karma is being cleared on some level, and you are actually moving on your destiny, the path that was fated for you. And you can tell because the rider is not using any reins. There's no need for reins because this is controlled more by the universe and by God. This is what you came here to do. So that's a really good way to start a reading off. And victory. So there's been a victory of some sorts. I feel it has to do with some energy that's being cleared as we move from the 2025 into 2026 here. The victory card, there's 6 wands, and the wands represent actions, and it also represents leadership. So this is someone that has been able to rein in their emotions and really be able to lead with discernment, and people look up. Some people look up, some people may not want to lead, but everybody has to agree that you're a good leader, that you're showing leadership qualities. I'm just going to double check that I have my camera lined up properly. There we go. I've been playing with the energy a bit and doing some bonus readings that are going to be for a sneak peek at the energy for 2026. So I just wanted to make sure I have this in alignment for this reading. We have the star energy. Wow, this is really good. We've got this energy is saying that this is already in the works, and this energy is a victory of some sort over some energy. And now you're stepping into this energy of the star. And the star energy is saying that you are on your, you're on your fated path, and you're dipping into the universal waters, pouring your energy into the universe. And then the energy is returning that by allowing you to have energy to pour into the earth. So it's like a cycle that's going, and it's an indication that you're taking actions that are not only empowering you, but empowering others. And others are really beginning to notice you as a victorious leader. Sometimes this energy comes from someone overcoming hardships that other people couldn't and showing them how to do it. This energy here is the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is on her throne right next to God. This is the High Priestess has very powerful intuition, and she uses that, and she really works with the cycles of the moon. And the energy is like between the two extremes. She's able to get neutral to 2 extreme situations, and then get neutral in the middle, so that then that intuition provides information that would allow you to be able to be a good leader, like for more than just yourself, for that, to have the discernment to be able to recognize what would be best for everybody. Yeah, you can join the reading, Stella. That's a good girl. And then the Empress comes in. Like, this is really beautiful energy. I like this. This energy of the Empress is saying that there's 4 queens, the qualities of 4 queens rolled into one person. So this energy, she's sitting on her throne, pregnant with possibility. The wheat here represents the crops just growing around her. This is saying sometimes you have to leave things to nature and like not force energy is what I'm getting. And the energy is talking about like she has the ability to generate effortlessly and is able to benefit others with that energy as well as her family, herself. And this energy is talking about someone that, she's wise, she's good with money, she's, a really good partner, has a good disposition, intelligent, like all the qualities of all 4 queens rolled into one. And then we have the Queen of Wands. So one of those qualities, I feel like was very beneficial to have this victory. That this is something that has just happened or happening. These readings, these daily readings I'm doing are timely readings. So they can be about the past, the present, or the future, depending on where you're at. And so sometimes if you come across this like 3 or 4 months or a year even after I have posted it, that energy might just be saying, look back at what was happening there and then use this energy to clarify it. So the Queen of Wands is sitting on her throne, and she has the sunflowers here in her hand. She has a sunflower, and that's representing that she has a sunny disposition, and she turns towards the sun. Like she's like the high priestess. She uses her intuition to tune into what God, what the universe, what her divine path is, what her next actions to take would be. So she's a very good leader because of that. And she has the wand. This represents fire. It's wood, right? So it's from a tree. This represents actions from the ancestors and the offshoots of those actions for the descendants. And this is she's known for her good disposition and also for being able to look at the bright side of life and find really creative solutions to problems. And that's kind of going back to this energy here. And then we have the King of Swords. So when kings and queens show up in a reading, they can be couples. This could be one person embodying all of this energy, which is a lot of beautiful energy. And this also is, this king could be a queen, and the queens could be kings, and the empress could be, male. Not a king, but a male in that feminine energy of the queen. And same with the king being, could be like a female in the masculine energy, as well as the empress here. There's a lot of our major arcana and face cards here. Like to begin with, we've already have the power of the chariot driving you forward. You were born to shine, and having a really good intuition and being able to pull all those qualities together to generate energy, not just for yourself, but others. And then we have 2 royal signs here also. So this is really strong energy. Like it's somebody's that's making some shift happen. This is really good to see. And then we have the energy of the, this sometimes means using the intuition instead of this or that. That's kind of like this is about logic. And then this is about being able to take that logic and put it into action. And that's kind of the energy also coming from here and from here. Sometimes this can mean that someone is overthinking things, that they maybe feel stuck between 2 choices. So there's not a lot of information here. There's a lot of powerful energy here, but it's not really clear to me as of yet as to what this energy is. This can be this or that energy, like being kind of stuck in the middle of something and not quite sure of how to implement whatever it is that you're thinking about, and not being able to clearly see it yet. But this card can also represent someone that is in that intuitive state, because we have that in both, the Queen of Wands and the High Priestess are highly intuitive. And then the King of Swords uses the logic, right? So this could also be about bringing the masculine and the feminine energies together to have this victorious energy. So I'm building a pyramid here. This bottom line are the basic, what you have, the basic qualities in your personality, and also what you have in the 3D world to move forward, whatever this is. And there was a victory already. So now it's like, feels to me like you have a lot to work with here. You've got a lot to work with. And so that's really good. The next row will be about the obstacles that come up and how to overcome them. So what I'm getting is it's required patience. And it's, you notice that this is about action, and then this is about action also, but this is about the actions causing all this really good energy to come in. But now what should we do with it? This is about intellect. This is about having mind over matter kind of energy, like being able to find creative solutions to really take this energy and really make it beneficial. Like this is about, and we have also here like the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords could be a couple, or the Empress. The Empress energy I feel like this Queen might just be using this part of her energy, this action part, and the King is representing using the logical part. So it's kind of like putting this creative solution that the Empress has come up with, is using the intuition and the logic to implement it. And that's what this is about, using both of these qualities, and it requiring like pouring the masculine and the feminine energy in. And this Temperance is a fire sign. Like this is for this represents Sagittarius energy. And Sagittarius energy is not really well known for their patience. They more like to travel and they like action and they're more impulsive. So this card is saying that it's required patience. This could be about these two characters, or, the King and the Queen getting together, or the Empress and the King getting together. Whatever, sort of that kind of energy as a couple, because there's two here. Two minds are better than one. And two cups of love, pouring into each other. That's what this could represent. Or it could just represent this energy in general. And this could all be one person using their masculine and their feminine qualities, their intuition and their logic, the energy of action to move forward quickly and to be victorious, and and being able to shine at what they do. So, and that sun in the background is also saying staying on your path, on your destiny, and things will be happy and sunny. And then we have here the I feel like this energy, it speaks for itself. It could be heartache. So this could have been some energy between the Queen and the King. It also could be an energy of the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind all coming together and working with the heart's desires. Because this is how do you what you have to work with, and this is the obstacles. So in the past, it may have required, because this card, you notice like her right foot is dipped into the universal waters and her left foot is on land, and that's the same here. And so this energy, and there's two vessels here and there's two vessels here. So this energy could represent, it required patience to get to this energy where you're really being able to shine at what you do. And that has required you quieting your mind and using your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind. Subconscious being the thoughts from when you were growing up that were imprinted on you by the age of 6 or 7. The unconscious mind being your spirituality, which this also represents, and being able to use your intuition to understand what your divine path is, how best to implement that, is the conscious mind, being able to bring this energy. And this is also talking about being able to integrate that, these energies, and be able to follow your heart's desires, your purpose, what you really came here to do. So this is really strong energy. And then we have the Page of Wands. So this is the first card, like really of communication coming in from the 3D. So the pages worked for the royalty, and in the old days they would always be male, and generally they would start between the age of 7 and 14. And then when they were 21, if they could afford a horse and they were good at what they did, delivering messages, implementing small tasks for the court, then they would be able to be allowed to become a knight and go for be knighted. And then they would move on to bigger responsibilities like traveling afar with messages and that. But these days, this could be definitely be a female in this masculine energy. And the communication could be coming from afar. We have the pyramids in the background here, which represent the mysteries of life. And this is about action. So this is someone who's very enthusiastic, and they've got a feather in their cap. So they've already have had a really good taste of accomplishment. That's the energy. And they're very focused on the actions that they're taking. This communication, in the old days, you know, it would come in by foot or in person, which it could still happen that way. Probably not by horse, but it could be an email, it could be a text message, a phone call, a letter, a social post, you know, that type of energy. And then we have, this is a cup of disappointment. So in the past, when it comes to romantic love or the energy of these cups, because we have that pouring and these pouring into this energy, there's been at least 3 disappointments. And that could have been because these 3 were not congruent with the heart. Now that you've learned this skill and you're recognizing, okay, this is what I really want to do now. And you've already had a taste of victory for sure. And people are looking up to you as a leader now, so you don't have to fight for it so much, is what I'm getting. That this is saying, like, is this cup going to be more disappointment like I've suffered in the past? Or is this cup going to actually empower me and move forward? Should I stay doing things the way I'm doing them now or in the past? Or in the future, should I change how I implement this energy? So that this is a card of saying, I don't want the same old, same old. I'm tired of being tired. I want to move forward in this way. I don't want to fall back into the old way. If this hasn't arrived yet and this is in the future, then this energy is percolating on the background, right? And it's moving into this energy. And so this could be like, okay, like take this cup so that you can, or let these cups go and move forward with this cup in this new way. And I feel like perhaps in the past, this energy wasn't integrated like it is here. Quite often this can feel more like a negative card, but I feel like this is more with all this really strong energy, saying that in the past maybe you weren't able to really speak your truth or be able to vocalize it properly, like articulate what you wanted to happen, or be able to use your words in a way that really inspired leadership. And now I feel like that is this action now that this queen has here is ready to go. And I feel like that take the cup, and if it turns out to be the same old energy, you will know how to shift it. Yeah, in the past, I'm getting this card here is talking about the Five of Wands talks about competition and immaturity towards competition. So this could have been from you, and you got sort of sidetracked by competing with others rather than competing with the energy within yourself. To be a really good leader, you don't want to be competing with other people, even if they want to compete with you. You want to set an example, go to higher ground. This might represent 3 people that really disappointed you. And this could represent this competition here. This is my Mean Girls card. This shows like immature competitive spirit. Like we're, you know, it's like narcissistic cheerleaders, you know, if they'll do anything to win. And if they don't succeed, their mothers will. That kind of energy. It's like they don't recognize yet that they're not really competing with the other teams. They're competing within themselves as individuals and as a team to work together to get the best result. And that requires a real strong leader at the head of the team. And it also requires having a really strong coach, strong, you know, parents backing the energy, that like the ancestors backing it. It requires having an education, putting the time in to really get good at what you do. That like it's not overnight success. Let me put it to you that way. But look at the 10 cups come in. Really awesome. So the 10 cups are sitting here. I feel like if this was a battle of wills, that you have learned how to rein in your emotions and keep your eye like on the cup. Like, where am I going? Like remembering to integrate these energies. And so I'm still not convinced, like this is, now we have a lot of love here, right? And but this cup is about wishes. So this is about wish fulfillment. If you're wishing for something, it means you don't have it yet. This is saying stay in the race, stay in the game. Like don't let your focus down now. You're highly favored. People want you to be the leader. Having said that, you need to keep the momentum up, like keep this energy up, because many a race is lost in the last lap. And so this is about having the focus to continue to go after your goal. This energy, the way body language wise, the way this person is sitting is very incongruent. His upper body and lower body, this upper body is closed and lower body is wide open. And this wide open energy represents leaking energy. Like when I say leaking energy, it means that allowing yourself to like put too much energy into, other things. And then this here can also represent the closed mind. And I feel like that's the energy here. Look, her feet. I just noticed this a couple readings ago. Her feet are turned out also. So this represents like a lot of energy being wasted because of being in a closed mindset. It has to be this or that, not like, oh, it could be any, like there's so many solutions, find the creative one. And getting into this new energy of really getting into the practice of doing that. And I feel like this is saying the same, you notice the energy is very similar. This is being too caught up in the mind, overthinking things and needing to go into your intuition. And then this is, you're almost there and getting distracted, right? And so this is about really having mastery over your mind. And also keeping, like really recognizing what it is you're going for. That's the energy I'm getting to get to the winning circle. Okay, and then we have, so this is what you have to deal with. This is the obstacles that come up. So a lot of this energy here is actually overthinking and not relying too much on logic and not enough on your intuition, and also recognizing that the goal, like here, it's like there's 8 cups here, and this person is walking away. So they're walking away from this energy. I feel like this is being like, feeling like you have to be absolutely perfect all the time. Like you can't make any mistakes. Otherwise people aren't, going to consider you a leader. And the truth is that when you're a strong leader, you're going to make mistakes because you're leading, you're not following, right? So you're being innovative, and people who are too careful quite often don't fail because they don't push themselves to, go for that other cup. And so sometimes people will be really stubborn and say, well, I've put 8 cups of energy into this. I'm going to keep doing it the same way, and I'm going to force this. And that was that energy that's coming in about forcing things again. And this is about letting it flow and going with the flow. So this person is either walking away from 8 of these 9 cups that are here. Like you can only get 10 cups. So this is someone that's put a lot of work into something, and now they've decided it's not worth it. I'm not doing it this way. I'm not working with these people. I'm walking away from this energy. I am going after maybe with this new cup. So maybe this new cup was saying it's time, like there's these 3 here. So perhaps you were disappointed 5 times in the past, and then you were disappointed 3 more times, and by the same people, by the same energy, and by your mindset I'm getting. And now you're saying, okay, I'm going to take this cup, do things differently, but I'm staying in the game. Like there's been some form of victory from changing your actions, basically. Yes, and then we have the Page of Pentacles coming in. So this is an energy of a communication coming in. another page. This page is holding the pentacles. So this page is focused on action, and this page is focused on health, wealth, happiness, abundance. This is talking about material gain, being able to understand money, understand the value of money, understanding how much energy you want to put into something where you've been like wasting your energy. Look at how close these are. Overthinking, and it's coming up underperforming because of it. And also relying on maybe other people that have already disappointed you. Believe people when they show you the first time who they are, and be willing to move on and with a new energy, which will attract people that are in the same, want the same health, wealth, happiness that you also want. And this is about studying. Okay, how can I do this? And we have the cycles of the moon here. This reading is coming out tomorrow. It's December 9th tomorrow. And it's kind of like the energy has been like this like towards the end of this week and coming into the next week. You can just feel it. It's going to be a little bit like this energy, like of people having to make choices about, okay, am I going to go after what I want, or am I going to do things the same old way? Because we're leaving 2025, and that is 2 + 2 + 5 is 9. It's the end of a cycle. And the new year coming in, 2026, adds up to 10, and that's 10. 1 + 0 is 1. That's about the new coming in, and we have an old moon, like a full moon, when you release, and then we have the new moon, and the new moon's coming in on the 20th of December. So that's the energy. I've usually wanted to do my best to have a full moon bonus reading and a new moon bonus reading if I have time. I do have the full moon for that's the zodiac signs. I did get those all out, and now I'm working on just a sneak peek at the upcoming year, because it's really coming up here in every reading I do about really needing to take the skills from what you've learned up to 2025 and now move into 2026 with this newer, more enthusiastic energy for doing things differently, with the knowledge that you've gained from doing how you did things in the past. And we have the Justice card coming in here. So Justice represents redemption from karma, or like rewards for for what you've done and how much work you've put into yourself to stay on your divine path. And this Justice card she's sitting on her throne, and you notice she's got this veil behind her that's very similar to the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands has that, this wand is of wood, representing the tree of life. And this is like the deep roots that the ancestors have, and the offshoots. And I feel like this is an offshoot of that energy. And it's about taking this enthusiasm for taking actions in new ways, and also that using the ancestors' wisdom and what you've learned up to this point to use it in a new, innovative way. And it's also talking about having justice for your ancestors, for them. And the biggest justice that your ancestors can have is to see you doing well on the earth. If we are parents, our job is to leave the world a better place for our children and their children. And so that kind of energy, if our descendants do really well, the ancestors, even if they've crossed the veil, they're applauding. They're like, yay, really. And this energy now is speaking of that, I feel. And so this is talking about when the ancestors or when the descendants do really well with what you've taught them, that's a form of justice. Like it clears a lot of karma. And look at, this is the Page of Pentacles, was doing well as a page, And now that page is a Knight of Pentacles. And this is the slowest moving knight in the deck. His horse is at a standstill. So sometimes it feels like this takes forever for this energy to come through. But I feel like it's because the energy is about, this is like clearing karma for the ancestors as well as the descendants. Because look at it sitting right here on this Page of Wands turning, and then we have, that's the action, and then we have the Page of Pentacles on either side of the Justice. That's really cool. That's really awesome. And then we have the King of Wands here. So this is cool because the King of Wands now is on, it could be another aspect of the King of Swords. So we have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So those could be a couple in an empire together. And then we have the King of Swords and we have the Empress. There's a lot of really strong energy here. So the King of Swords and the King of Wands are like sitting right on top of each other. This is what you have to work with, the obstacles, and then this is having the courage to implement things. And I feel like this is maybe one person that has, okay, whatever this energy of how I used to do things, that I can do it new now, and I'm going to implement that and to get this energy moving. And this new cup, I feel like that represents this energy here. And it's taken a while because it's not just the King of Wands is going to be taking action. Look at, he's looking right directly at the Knight of Pentacles. Like the Knight of Pentacles works for, a king, right? And so the Knight of Pentacles could be working for the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is looking right at him and saying, there's been this shift in the descendants in a good way. And what action from this information that this knight, come on up if you want. Come on. No? Okay. She's just going to be a pain in the buttski. So the Knight of Pentacles is, they're looking directly at each other. So this information has come in now, and it could possibly be, Stella, don't be a pain in the butt. Go on, go out of here if you're going to be noisy. Oh, I don't know what you're yelling about. Come on. Yeah, you can come up here. Okay, sorry. You can come up here. It's okay. You can sit on my lap. Okay, the King of Wands is staring at the King of Pentacles, at the Knight of Pentacles, and they're having a communication for sure regarding all of this energy. So something, this energy is really well in force, I'm getting. And it's coming in quick now that it's coming in. It's taken a while for it to show up, but once it has, it's really showing up, because now look, we also have the King of Cups here. And the King of Cups is sitting on his throne, and he's got a cup of love here. He's got another cup here to fill this whole sort of thing, this one here. I feel like this energy is representing having the courage to walk away from the old way of doing things, from the people you used to work with or whatever. If they've disappointed you in the past, you could give them 3 strikes and they're out. And now you're going to work with different people and you're going to do things differently. And the King of Cups is over it. Like the King of Cups is very emotionally available, but he's sitting in troubled waters, and he's not troubled by the troubled waters. He's already made up his mind that he's not going to be emotional about this. He's going to lead, and he's going to do what's best for his people. The Knight of Pentacles, when they come in with a message for the king, they're going to be saying, what's happening in the kingdom. And if it's best for the kingdom, for the king to change how things are done, and this king is the one to do it, because this king is visionary. He loves to look into the future. He's looking out for the future, not only of his kingdom, but for the actual royalty, but he's also looking out for the people that he's ruling, and making sure that the descendants of all these people are going to have this better life. So this is really good, strong energy. And this is talking about taking action in a new way. And the King of Cups is talking about not being emotional about it. He'll do what he has to do to deliver this 10th cup. And he's got his right foot forward, and, you know, it's on the edge here. And that's also like, you know, this one's dipped into the water. This one, right foot, is dipped into the water. There's no leaking of energy here. This energy is ready to move forward in action. So this King of Cups and the King of Swords, you know, this energy with the King of Wands, this could be someone that is stepping into their Emperor energy, because that Emperor energy is all four kings rolled into one. So that it's you know, there's a lot of royalty here, a lot of major arcana. So this is talking about not just like a personal type reading, although it could be reflective of what's happening in your life. But this is talking about the energy of kind of on a global level, that, you know, doing what's best for the planet, doing what's best for the universe. And this is about the give and take in life. So this is about planting seeds. These represent going to work, planting the seeds, doing, and then when it's ready to harvest, knowing who to give to and who to take. You know, give and take is what this card means. But it also is showing that there's been some maturity here about learning who to give to and who not to. Because this person is receiving coin, and this one has something in his pocket already. And the scales of justice are hanging in the left hand over his head. And he's not receiving anything from this person because he doesn't need the help. So this is talking about, you know, delegating funds, like governmental decisions, using taxpayers' money wisely, that kind of energy. I feel that. And also on a smaller, more individual level, doing that in your family, doing that in your personal life, you know, all of that energy. How much are you going to give? How much are you going to take? How many of these seeds that you planted really are you know, have matured into something that is of value, that, you know, was it worth working on it, or did you need to walk away? And I feel like here we have like 6 pentacles that are that have brought forth enough to be able to distribute, but that might represent the energy of this money, you know, like this energy of walking away from the old way, because 6 of Pentacles is a good start. But it, you know, if you have a kingdom, you want it to be more than that. You want your kingdom. Oh, and then here comes the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles then comes in and says, yes, you've recognized this now, that you need to, you know, be willing to do things in a different way, especially stepping into a 1 cycle from a 9 cycle. This is a gift from the universe. This is a gift from the universe, this cup of doing things a new way, and you walking away and deciding, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do what I have to. I'm not letting my emotions, even if they're my own children, it's what's coming up. I am going to put the better person in that position that's going to benefit the entire community, my entire kingdom. And this is the heart's desires here. So this is about really wanting to be a good king, like to be a good leader. Here again, we have like just from the very beginning of the reading. Yeah, and it's a new way of going on a journey. So this is being like doing things, like talking about, again, this 2025 to 2026 year. It's things are going to have to be done differently. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've noticed. I don't watch it a lot. I wouldn't claim to know that much about politics. I know enough that when I've seen enough of it for a little bit of time, I'm like, okay, I've had enough. Because like the energy is just like all of this information is coming out, like of, you know, ways that people have wasted taxpayers' money, and all these new, like, oh, it's just, there's so much out there if you listen to it. And, you know, it's good to be educated about it, but it's not good to sit and wallow in it. There's got to be new seeds planted to be able to use the money and the resources, health, wealth, happiness. Like if this is about government, it's like finding the best ways to get the money to the people that need it for health reasons, and need it if they're on welfare or whatever, not people that are abusing the system in some ways. That's the kind of energy. And it's going to require a new energy. And I really do feel like the Fool is representing that Mercury energy moving into the age of Aquarius that we did back in 2020. And this energy is, like really, there's a fine line here of government and policies in that. And a lot of people are looking at things differently. And we have a lot of new leadership out there. And I just feel like with the AI, there's good and bad about that also. And it's kind of that energy. AI can really empower, like save time, but it has to be used wisely. It has to be used ethically. And that's the energy I feel that we're moving into. Yeah, having your head above the swords, because the clouds. Now we have the Queen of Swords here. And this kind of energy is gaining clarity about that. And what a lot of people need to realize is a lot of people feel like, what can I do? Like I'm just one person. But the Queen of Swords has learned that if she can gain clarity, then she can, if she stays strong within herself, at the very least, you're not going to be a problem. You're at least going to be part of the solution. And that's the energy, is like sorting through all of this. And it's a double-edged sword, because there's two sides to everything. There's two sides to a coin, that kind of energy. And this is like, it's a lot of responsibility, and it's also the responsibility of each of us on the planet to be responsible for ourselves as much as we can be and move forward. Like the Queen's willing to receive, but she's got clarity. Like there's clarity now. And so we've got like the Queen of Wands, and we've got the Empress, and we've got, do we have another Queen here? So, because now we have the Queen of Swords. So this is about Queen of Wands is using her intellect and her intuition to arrive at creative solutions. And then the Queen of Swords is going to implement that energy. And remember, this could be a male in their feminine energy, and the kings could be a female in their masculine energy. So it's more of like these are archetypes. It's more about, and I feel that this is not just speaking about our leaders. This is speaking about us as individuals within our own lives. If we can do that, we're going to be in a much better place to be able to, to make strong choices, like when we vote and that kind of energy. And then we have the Queen of Cups here. And look, the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords are here together. Like they're looking straight at each other, just like these two are. And these two are looking straight ahead. I feel like now we have like the Queen of Wands, we have the Queen of Cups, we have the Queen of Swords. Feel that this is the Empress, and this is the different qualities that she's bringing out to be a good leader. And this energy is not just like for government and royalty. This is for us as individuals, first of all within ourselves, and then in our families, and then, as mentors for the generations coming up, and then also in government, and, and then goes out into the universe. So that's what this is saying. This energy is saying, we're all in it together kind of energy. This is really, this is really powerful energy. If, you can start working on those qualities to become an Empress and have all the qualities. Like the Queen of Cups is the most maternal, and she's the most loving, and she has unconditional love and understanding. Like this is about emotional understanding. And so the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups are both here. This could be a couple. You know, and then we have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. This could be a couple. This might be talking about different governments around the world coming together and actually working together in a strong way for the people, bringing, you know, like making things better for everybody. You really being able to come together in a different way than we ever have before in the planet. That would be awesome. And so then the Lovers card comes up. So on an individual level, this could also be for you that you have found that partner. And that's the energy of moving, like all these cups here, being disappointed in the past when, you know, love didn't work out. And then deciding you were going to approach it from a new angle is what I'm getting. And kind of letting go of the emotions around any of the failures of it. And, you know, just working on yourself, loving yourself, doing, improving yourself. And then look, all of a sudden, then we have the both the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. We've got another king here. Quite often, we've got another king here. So I feel like there must be an emperor out here also. You know, like that there's two people. If you're coming together and you're in this energy, then you want your partner to also be in this energy, like both strong, so that you can really empower each other as a couple. And the clouds in between people means that you still haven't found it, or you are not aware you have found it kind of energy, not really knowing each other as well as you think you do. So this energy could also be like if you're looking for love, because there's a lot of cups here. This is a good time in 2026 moving into this energy to be able to have love in your life like that, romantic love, but get to know the person and don't be so set on a certain type of person that you normally would entertain dating. Open up to like different types of people, basically. So we have this, I feel like this is representing here an end of a cycle. Like this energy, it's like being stabbed in the back 10 times and then being left for unalive. But this energy is also a blessing in disguise. And I just feel like, I don't feel this is a negative card in this, all of this energy here. I feel that this is representing the end of a cycle and moving into the new. And that's, you know, that there was a lot of problems with the old ways we're doing things. And now we need to move into doing things in a new way and putting all this energy, that everything we learned, you know, this is about your mind and your mental intelligence. But if you look at this reading, it's only these two cards here where there's swords, and then there's swords here again, and it's coming up again. I feel like what this is saying is a lot of people aren't there yet. A lot of people are having that's why I've been wanting to do this sneak peek into the 2026, because I feel like a lot of people are really feeling this energy, and it's feeling like, oh, it's so heavy right now. And it feels like, is it even going to be possible to get up from this and you know, have, you know, like make this a better world? And this is saying it's the end of a cycle. So all of these things are being brought up for us to see, so that we can improve our own lives. And then as we improve our own lives, we're improving the planet and the universe. Yes, because then fulfillment comes in. It's about having that attitude of not giving up, like moving forward. It's, you know, having that ultimate fulfillment. And this energy here is saying that moving into a new year, the Four of Wands is a card of marriage. So there could be, with this adjustment, you know, in your thinking about love, you could really find a perfect partner for yourself. That, you know, there's all these kings out here and there's all these queens out here and there's an empress, and, you know, this is really powerful energy. This is quality people with, you know, that have done a lot of good work. And it's kind of like opening your eyes up to like that like we're moving into a new energy, and you need to kind of readjust maybe some of how you used to do things, and be willing to experiment a little, and also like look at, go on, take things on in a different way, experiment a little bit and see what works for you. And look at that. Then we have at the top here, we have the 9 of Pentacles. And you notice that her robe is very similar to the Empress. And this is a stage of life, basically. And Nikola Tesla talks about it, or talked about it, the 369. If you knew the power of the 369, that then you would have the key to the universe. And I feel like what this is saying is, there's 3 coin in the bush there. Those are for spreading about and having like even more. Like, look at here, we only have 6. You see this 6? That I feel represents this 6. And now, like, look at how much that can grow and how quickly it can grow. And I feel like this is talking about fulfillment for, the planet. It's going, from top to bottom and as above, so below kind of energy. And so this is talking about understanding how to implement all the prosperity, the health, wealth, all of the abundance that's out there, and being able to share it in a fair way, and have people have the freedom to be able to really move into this new energy that was like intended. And that it, once it starts, it gains momentum. That, the more people that are in that mindset, then the more victory we'll have over it. So if we look from the past going up the pyramid, we have a victory due to actions. And I feel like this was like change, that this energy I'm talking about it is moving into place. And that's the thing. Sometimes right before success hits, before victory hits, that's when it can be the most challenging. I don't know if you noticed that. I have. And so a lot of people quit just before, and that's what this is saying. Don't quit. Don't give up on the planet. Don't give up on your family. Don't give up on your, on what you're doing. If you can't make it work with the people you're with, raise your vibration and work with people who are also that are in alignment with your goals. And that's that, being willing to walk away if you have to, starting on a new journey in a new way, head above the clouds. Like, you have clarity of what you want, the fulfillment you want, how you're going to go about it, and implementing that, and doing it in a way like that the Empress does. Like, once this energy comes in, it flows and it flows. And I feel like this is saying that the old way of doing things, this is over. This is a blessing in disguise. It's going to be rough. I'm not saying it's going to be all fun and games, but it's the potential. It is so great for us to be able to bring this energy in. And that's talking about on an individual, because this is the tarot this is considered like the marriage card, but this can also be about commitments. And so this energy is, if you're going to be with someone and you want to work with some, get to know them well, understand what they want, what you want, so that, take the time to do that, so that you can, because I'm getting that the energy is saying it may not be someone that you're used to being around, and that's a blessing in disguise for people to, explore a little bit in that way. And the King of Cups is about really this ability to be able to be emotionally available, but at the same time, just like the Queen of Cups, she's emotionally available, unconditional love, but there's a cap on it. Like, she can contain it, and she can, it's not something that is like foolishly wasted. And so that's the energy coming in there. And then we have the King of Wands, who's a visionary and all about action and listening to other people's points of view to figure out. And he's ready to take action. And he's been gathering information to take strong action. And then this is I feel like it's going to require patience from all of us. And we're going to have to pour into ourselves, because it's challenging when there's a lot of energy in the world changing like this. And then it's affecting, there's a lot of really people that are like caught in the middle of this energy, you know, businesses closing that have been there forever, and all of a sudden overnight you find out, well, they're not going to be there anymore. That kind of energy, just it's really volatile, and it's not like the energy of like earthquakes and that, like that's something that's out of our control. It's about how the world is right now. There's a lot of change happening. And so this is about not looking at it this or that, but looking at creative solutions outside of this or that. Things that we don't know are solutions yet is what I'm getting. But it's good. Like, and I'm getting that destiny card here. The Chariot. This is talking about, this is like the whole world is going through this. Like the universe is going through this. This is not just, if you're feeling like it's just you, it's not just you. And if you're feeling like the energy is speeding up, that's because we have more information with all this AI coming in. We're able to access systems quicker. There's like, there's a lot of difference in the way the information is collected, all of that. There's so much new. And that's the energy coming in. The more information we have, information equals energy, the faster things are going. So it's not your imagination if you're thinking, the week's going by like super fast, you know, because you're busy. And not busy, you don't necessarily want to be busy, but you want to be actively progressing is the energy. I hope you're enjoying this reading. If you are, please do give it a like and a comment. And I am going to clarify with my oracle cards, Tales from the Vector. And this is an oracle I started in 2007. I completed 64 paintings by 2020, and now I'm gathering information to be able to bring the deck out. I'm just, it's ready to go, except for I have to write up the information that goes with it. I will have in the description box below the numbers of the cards in the order they appear here, and I'll list them there. So if you want to go to talesfromthevector.com, TAILS from thevector.com, you can check them out. Okay, I'm shuffling, and I've noticed that my cards, when I'm doing these readings now, they come out, they jump out of here, and then it's tuned in. I already shuffled them, but I want to tune them in now to this energy that we have here. So the first one is the karmic space of intention, and this is exactly that energy. It's like you could have good intentions by doing things the same old way, but you're not going to get the same strong result from the same old energy. That's just being really clear here. You're going to have to be innovative and open your mind to different ways of doing things. And this is about having. Whoops, sorry about that. I knocked the camera here. This is about having, giving yourself total permission to go with your heart. If it's about your love life, it's about allowing yourself to date, people that you normally wouldn't, giving people a chance, like giving, instead of rushing into things, giving things a chance to get to know each other. So like you have a good, strong foundation to build something on so that you don't end up disappointed again. And then this is about pride. And so I feel like this energy is going to be really challenging for all of us in many ways, because if you're used to doing things one way and it being successful, and all of a sudden it's not being successful, and you're wondering like, it can really affect you start thinking like, is there something wrong with me? Like, is there, that kind of energy. And so this is saying, no, it's not that there's something wrong with you. You have the experience, but you need to take action in new ways with that experience. And yeah, the need to be right. Oh, this is the way we've always done it. This is the way it's going to be. I'm just going to move my cat because her bum is pressing on the table post, and I don't want her to be moving vibrating my camera. So the need to, it's okay. You go back to sleep. The need to be right is making sure that, that you take into account that you're not going to probably be doing things the same old way. And so if you do need to be right, it's more about being happy. So if you do need to be right, be right. But if it's not totally necessary and you're just trying to prove a point, then you might want to reconsider doing things differently. We have a lot of karmic spaces coming up. So this is karma from things like from ancestors and descendants all coming in together. Like our actions, what we do now, is really going to determine how our descendants are going to live on this planet. And it's important. So this is like, again, keeping your intentions and your ego in check. So being willing to listen to people possibly that are younger than you, that have new innovative ideas, and then mentoring those people so that you can show them how to take action. You can be a leader by mentoring younger people who have these new ideas and showing them maybe ways in their thinking that are not going to be beneficial, and finding better ways to implement the energy. And this energy is talking also about deception. And so this is about tactics being used. So there's a lot. You notice, like, if you go online, there's all these scams now, like that it's harder and harder to tell with AI. It's harder and harder to tell what's real and what's not. And I feel like this is saying that you're going to have to, catch up a bit on your computer skills, maybe, even if you don't feel like it, so that you can determine those things for yourself. Because I don't see that changing too much. It's about educating yourself. And then this is the chariots coming in again. So this is like, this energy's moving already. It's already coming in. And it's not, it's not a good or a bad thing so much as it is the way it is. And we have to find good and bad ways, good ways, and hopefully let go of it's not so much good and bad, it's more like strong and weak. What is the strongest way to implement energy now, rather than doing it in the same old way if it's not going to be beneficial for you or others around you? And there we have the Leo energy coming in. So the Leo energy, Leo is ruled by the sun. And it's about being in this energy of being a leader. Leos are born to lead. They're just, if you know Leo people, they have strong personalities, and quite often they're very charismatic individuals. But this is also talking about the stage of life in Leo is of teenage boys, very impulsive energy. And sometimes when people are in that energy they lack confidence, they'll use their arrogance more, come off as arrogant and all-knowing or whatever, even though they know. And that usually is a sign that someone is not 100% confident when they have to behave in that way. And look, we have the sun following that. So I'm just getting, this is the way it's meant to be. The one constant that we all can rely on is there's going to be change. Change is the one constant that is going to happen, and change is very uncomfortable at times, but I'm just getting, we're not going to have a choice. We don't have a choice in it. There's going to be a lot of change happening, and then we're a work in progress. We're all in it together. And so it's really important to recognize that. Getting neutral to a situation is not the same as becoming indifferent. So like this King of Wands, very, listening to the Knight of the information from that maybe came from the Knight of Pentacles, or from the King of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is delivering it to the King of Wands. So they're collaborating, they're cooperating, and the King of Cups is right on top there. The King of Cups is like, I'm here. I feel like I have good control of my emotions. I'm a good leader. I have a proven past. I'm here. I'm willing to work with this energy with you. That's the kind of like having cooperation in those ways. And then this is, like not everybody enjoys this energy. Some people love this, like they love to experiment and they love to do different things every day. And they get bored if they're at home too much, and they don't really, they find life to, okay, you go down, Stella. they find life to be boring if all this energy, and they're loving this. And they don't maybe sometimes recognize how much it's stressing other people out. But if you find someone like that is in that energy, I mean, that's what I've done. I've taken courses on how to deal with AI and how to deal with having a channel in that, and I'm just loving it because everybody is in this energy of wanting to move forward, and some are really innovative, and some are like, and stressed out about it and that. And so it makes you realize, oh no, you're not the only one that is feeling this way, especially when you're dealing with people that are really good at what they do, right? And they're willing to share their information with you. That's so beneficial. I love that energy, and I love to learn. So sometimes I get so frustrated with myself not being able to figure it out. But I'm learning. One thing I've noticed is when I made that change of shift in my mind, that this year, I started like in August, I'm going to learn more about computer stuff, even though I don't really enjoy that so much. That's not my thing so much. But to be able to do the readings online on a channel, I need to understand social media better. I need to understand how to do the technology, how to format videos, all that stuff. It's a lot. And it can, so it's really helpful to find like-minded people that you can, with a new perspective. I really highly recommend it. And then the attachment, being attached to the old ways, it's just human nature. But it like if you get too attached, you may have noticed that the universe finds a way to shake it up, and you're forced. That's when the tower hits. We haven't seen a tower here in this reading, so that's this is talking about how to avoid those real heavy tower moments. The only really negative card here is this one with the swords, and this one could be taken negative, but this could be a blessing in disguise, and this is, I feel, actually representing taking control of your mind, Otherwise, look at all the beautiful energy here. It really speaks volumes. And dissemination of information is when there's an elephant in the room and everybody's pretending it's not there. So there's some major things happening on the planet right now, and probably on a bigger scale in the universe, and within families being disrupted by this energy. And so this is we can either freak out about it, or we can stay calm, like the king, of cups. Keep in control of our emotions and learn how to deal with that and lead others into being calm. And then, eventually everything will kind of settle down again. So this is about manifestation. Change is manifestation. That's the energy that we're in. And the earth is really going through, the people on earth right now, we're all going through a lot of change. And it's going to require a mindset again, and the judgment is coming in. So my judgment card in the Oracle is the heart energy. So it's the cosmic heart is the judgment card. And really this energy is having kind of an open mind and also an open heart to be able to come to a position where you can see other people's point of view. And recognizing that really God is the only one that has the true ability to judge people in a fair way, because we don't know the big picture like God does. And so that's the kind of energy, put the judgment on yourself and what you're doing, and then do your best to have an open mind with others to bring really good energy onto the planet. There's so much potential here. Yes, and look at that. Then we have the Emperor. So I was wondering if the Emperor is going to show up. So the Empress is here, and the Emperor now is on this card that looks like the Empress robe here. And we have 3 of the kings out here. So this is the energy of each of us having that ability to have really strong performance moving into the new year within ourselves, within our families, and adapting to the change. So I really like this reading. I hope you've also enjoyed it. If you have, please do like and comment. Consider subscribing if you resonate with this energy. And I will be back with another read for you again tomorrow. Bye for now.